What's going on, guys? In this weekly op, we're going to be doing rollout destroyer, light them up, and dishing out damage. And you'd figure after a badass intro like that, I would have a really exciting video for you today, but can't be further from the truth. I've had a hell of a time with this op. Fuck this op. Rollout destroyer, I need to deal 1,000 or more damage, and that little key thing there in any winning battle. Light them up, you got to what do you gotta do? Detect 2 or more vehicles, which is kind of, okay. And then dishing out damage, you gotta deal a certain amount of damage and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at all the different ops I got. I really need to pick carefully because these are the only tank destroyers I have that I can do anything with. As a matter of fact, these are the only tank destroyers I have. I have an AT-8, an AT-2, and a Hellcat. And I don't think I'll be detecting anything in an AT-8, or at least I hope so. So, it's a pretty decent tank, but its gun leaves a lot to be desired. 203mm of frontal armor, 102mm of side armor, 102 at the rear. It has a penetrating ability of 68mm up to 114mm, which being a tier 6 tank, it will see tier 8. So, it's gonna have a good deal of problems dealing with about half of the things you'll encounter. So I equipped a gun rammer on it to boost my reload rate by 10%, so that might allow me to have some sort of an edge against my competition. However, that's just not the case, and this is exactly why I keep getting put on maps that the AT-8 just does not do well on, or at least I can't figure out how to do well on. Pearl River has a lot of wide open spaces, but it also really forces you to bottleneck yourself, which you would think in an AT-8, that's what this tank is designed to do. It's a line breaker. You just charge straight at the enemy and keep pumping rounds into them, but this tank is very different from the AT-2. You can't just absorb damage like how that tank did, and since you're pretty much using tier 5 guns on this thing, like right now in this version of the my AT-8, my controller seems to have lots of batteries. But in my version of the AT-8 that I have right now, I only have a 75mm gun on it, which is the first upgrade you get, and it's not really much of an upgrade.
Let's do it.
So really, I have no idea where to go. I'm thinking I'm going to go around the B5, B6 area, maybe C6 up on that ridge, and try to put some defensive fire down on that flag cap. That's really about the only thing I can see myself doing. I'm far too slow to try and make it down to the southern end of the map where I'm comfortable. And what the fuck, we got an AFK Sherman. Excuse me, just glide my fat ass through here. Yeah, he's AFK. So, alright, I'm gonna go up high, and at least I'll have a height advantage over any initial enemy tanks that might try and rush the cap. We have a Chappie down here, we have a Panzer 38, we have some vehicles that might try and get some early spots, and oh, I have a Churchill pushing me, thank you. That's the Churchill 3, I believe. I think that's the Russian Churchill. I'm not too sure. Or not Churchill 3, sorry, Churchill 7. Too many damn numbers, and the British numbering system doesn't make any damn sense to me in this game. T-29 blocking my path, he's taking artillery fire, and it's at this point I noticed that we have 2 enemy artillery that appear to have this area dialed in. So, like a dummy, I just keep on driving straight up here. This tank's speed is really its major downfall. The Panzer 38 is quickly even spotted. His autocannon has no chance of penetrating my armor, but immediately taken fire by enemy artillery, damaging my traps, shaving off a quarter of my health. I'm deciding not to burn my repair kit here because it is a 20,000 credit premium consumable, and I do not want to just burn that. Prepare my tracks just in the nick of time, take some fire off my frontal armor, 2 more artillery rounds coming in. I'm trying to get up here to that Challenger, getting some cover, and peek out around this little... Oh shit, another round coming in, taking off my tracks again. I'm a sitting duck, I'm obviously spotted, I do not have 6th sense or anything on this tank. And yeah, not starting off very good. Whoop. There's a rock there. more or less where I want to go. Another round coming in. I'm now on 128 hit points. I have no idea what hit me. T-29, I believe it is. We got a Panther out there. I'm pretty much stuck. My tracks have been blown off again. I am not wanting to burn that damn repair kit because... fuck.
Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I don't like the AT-8. Have I mentioned that? This is more like it. This is my sweetheart right here. This is everybody's favorite tank destroyer, the AT-2. This thing gives you probably the closest sense of what a god feels like that you'll find in World of Tanks. There's really nothing quite like this beast in the game. You feel almost untouchable as you stride across the battlefield at a top speed of 10 kilometers per hour, dishing out mediocre hate to any unfortunate soul who happens to cross your path. This thing is fully upgraded. I don't quite off the top of my head know the caliber of the gun. I think it's like a 30 mil, but the British equivalent, I'm not sure what they have it named as, because all their cannons seem to go in pounds instead of millimeters. But the plan here is always the plan on Maravanka for me, and that's to drive up the eastern flank, get up on the hill, and see what I can see, do what I can do, kill who I can kill. Being it as I'm in an AT-2, and I'm damn near top tier, I'm not really afraid of a whole lot. There's a KV-1, there's a T-14 that might give me problems. There's T-14 right there. Thinking about engaging him because he is out in the open and nobody's really shooting at him apart from my whole team, and they don't really appear to be doing any damage. So I'm going to stop my climb, start putting some rounds in that T-14. I'm bouncing most of them. Got a nice penetrating hit going in on there, taking some time to aim my shots a little better. And then, if you've been paying attention, this whole time I've been pumping rounds into that T-14. I got rounds getting pumped into me. We got a Grant up here who thinks he's clever and he's going to get the drop on me. And this has got to be the scariest goddamn thing you can experience as a low-tier tanker in this game. We have a Tier 5 Sherman 3 tank and a Tier 4 Grant who are just completely outmatched against this thing. I'm just relentlessly climbing the hill, slowly bearing down on their position. I'm taking fire from the west, by the way. I'm not really paying any attention to it, as I'm focusing fire on that Sherman 3. Look at all the tracers just like streaking by me. Oop, somebody died. Yeah, tanks are dying all around me. Oh, finally, that Sherman competent player tracking me. I'm tracking him in return, targeting where his ammo is. Goodbye, sir. Now we can focus on this Grant. Repairing my tracks, I took a little bit... oh wait, no. Didn't take any damage at all. Artillery hit me, damaged my tracks, and as I'm pumping fire to that Grant, relentlessly advancing up the hill... oh, an SU-85. Where did you come from? That SU-122 is dead. Not a whole lot I could have done to help him there. Pumping fire. Oh, artillery now finally finding their mark, hitting the rear of my vehicle, taking out my tracks, mobilizing me, and taking off a good chunk of health. Trying to target the gun on this thing, I really didn't expect to penetrate, but I figured it'd be worth a shot. Trying to take it. Oh, never mind. The logic there was to take out the driver, and then I decided to track him just in the nick of time for artillery to finish him off. Now we have a juicier target. We have a KV-1. Whose armor is going to be proof against almost all of my shots here. I'm going to have to target select things. I'm going to try to track him. Looks like he's taking cover behind that rock against the rest of my team. And it's at this point I glanced up and looked at the score and said to myself, what in the fuck? Like, how hard do I have to carry here? My entire team somehow has dissolved around me. That KV-1 is now lost to me. Whoever was spotting him must have died. T-14 moving up, switching my fire to him, putting rounds into the side. Some penetrating, some not. Looks like that KV-1 still stationary. And this is really why I have a problem completing the weekly ops. I'm dishing up, shot going in there, taking out my loader, and instantly use my repair kit to get him back into action. Tracking the KV-1 again. But I'm dishing so much damage here. Look at that, 21 penetrating hits. I got 2 kills. All that, I tracked a bunch of vehicles, some spotting damage. This is a really good game for me. But those key little words, You have to deal 1,000 or more damage in any winning battle. You can do all the damage you want, kill all the tanks you want, die as much as you want. If you don't win the battle, you get nothing. Today's final replay comes to us from the Tier 6 American tank destroyer, the Hellcat, the M18. This tank is bittersweet for me. I was really looking forward to playing this tank. I've always had a deep respect for this tank, given its combat prowess during World War II. So you can imagine my disappointment once I finally unlocked this tank, and how everyone would just amp this thing up to be some type of super fast rocket sled of death, and it's not really like that. Its matchmaking really kind of puts a strict leash on this thing. You will go up against stuff that can one-shot this easily. You'll be facing tier 7s in a lot of your battles in this thing. And once you first unlock this thing and you're using the 75mm gun, your first, 25 to 30 to 40 battles are really going to be a pain in the ass, because it's going to take you a while to sort of find your way in this. But once you unlock the 90mm gun, it's all smooth sailing from there. Let me tell you, like, by then you really sort of, at least if you're a competent player, you would have kind of grasped the subtle art that is the M18 Hellcat. It's not as fast as you would like it to be. It's definitely not slow. But once you put the right command skills on this thing, such as Sixth Sense, I believe I have Brothers at Arms on this as well. Combine that with a camo net and either coated optics, but my choice I use binoculars, because watch this. Bloop. Hello! I've discovered a quarter of the enemy team. Have some hate. This thing, once you get put in the right circumstance, such as this, you just effectively shut down the enemy. Those were two very strong medium tanks over there. The Fury is a premium American medium tank. There was a KV-1S over there, a T-29, another M4 variant. I am in the perfect ambush position. I'm just behind a low hill here. I'm able to get shots across the valley on them. I have two medium tanks and a light tank over here spotting for me. Man, it just allows me to go to town on these tanks on the opposite side of the valley. I don't know what happened there. But the secret in having good games in your M18 Hellcat is not really in the gun or the vehicle itself. It's your ability to look at the map, to watch the battle unfold around you.
It's like we're shooting spitballs.
Yeah, well, it's a 90mm spitball we're firing at that yak tank. Hitting him in the gun, it just effectively just poked him in the eye from like 400 meters away. We do have two enemy medium tanks moving in to that little village down there. If we played this right, we should be able to ambush these guys pretty well. I'm just going to peek forward here a little bit, wait for my camo net and my binoculars to engage. Can't quite see them, so they must be behind some hard cover. Oh wait, hold on. Rolled forward at the last second. He's going to get down below that ridge before I can finish him off. That's a shame. Losing an ally there, I'm not sure who that was. I'm worried about these mediums. I need to focus my attention on these guys. We have an M4A3 as a jumbo out there, hitting him in the tracks, doing a big chunk of damage to the side of his tank. He's angling now. Not quite enough to finish him off, but I have tracked him. Doesn't look like anybody's spotting him, and yeah. There goes my first kill. Now where did another one go? We have that KV-1S over here. Yeah, you can join your brother in Valhalla, my friend. KV-1S going to the grave, and there's that Fury, that my allied light tank moving in down there, getting the spot on him, allowing me to pick up my third kill. What is that? 3 kills in under 15 seconds? Affirmative. What kind of a laugh was that? Did you hear that? I was like, but yeah, it's at this point I checked the score and I'm feeling really confident. I almost wrecked my tank, but we have an enemy Hellcat. He's behind a ridge. I'm not going to be able to get a shot on him. I'm going to move down with my allied VK and that VK-28 down there. Careful not to drive over the cliff at that time. gonna sit up here for a second, but then thinking better of it, I'm just gonna move down, join the team for the final push on the enemy tanks. And as I just took a peek at the map there, I realized they're on the other side of the battlefield. Really, not a whole lot I'm gonna be able to do against that. So I spend the rest of this battle pretty much just driving from one end of the map to the other. And that really is no lie. That pretty much is the remainder of this battle. And this was about as much luck as I had completing this weekly op this week. By the time you're watching this, the weekly ops will probably have changed. I did manage to complete up until I think it's like the silver op, the main op that's running. I think I managed to complete that up to level 4. And I did get pretty far into the tank destroyer op. I managed to get up to whatever level it is where you get a day of premium. I didn't manage to obtain that because, you know, real life. So, yeah. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I'm thinking about making this a weekly thing. These videos are pretty fairly easy to make. You know, it's really fun playing this game. I don't have to exert a lot of brain power, and the capture software seems to be doing a pretty good job in rendering and editing these videos. So this might be a weekly thing. With that being said, I would love some company. I'll put my gamer tag down in the description down below. So yeah, we can party up, do something like that, and be in an episode of these weekly ops. It would be great. So,
That's how you do it.
that is how you do it. Have fun, guys. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Do it to the best of your ability. And as always, I will see you when I see you. Take care.